Good morning. It is so early. Yes, it is, because I haven't put on makeup or done my hair. I'm still in my pajamas, but that's okay. We are gonna get the turkey ready. Are you ready to get the turkey ready? Okay, now I went and got a frozen one because this year I didn't want to go to the Borough Market and have all the people there, and there were a lot of people at Borough Market, so I just stay safe and all that. Okay, so here's my bird. We've been thawing for a couple of days now. Woo! Look at those feet, the real looking feet. Okay, so we're gonna bring our little turkey bird out here. Now, a lot of people will brine a turkey, which basically means that you are going to soak it in a solution for several days. I don't have the buckets for that, so I never really do that. Maybe one day I'll do that, but I have another solution. So we're gonna get our giblets out. All right, get our giblets out. Now, what else are we gonna do? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna leave his feet tucked in. There's the neck. Okay, that'll be good for soup. Okay, very nice. All right, now what I like to do, actually, I need other hands. Oh, I need other hands. Oh, good, I've got other hands. Can you get me a cutting board and that white cutting board just right here? Thank you very much. And thank you. Excellent. I have extra hands. Lovely. Right. So what I like to do is I like to cut up some lemon, and I like to stuff it with lemon. That's my thing. I don't know why, but it is. I sometimes put other veg in there, but I just like the aromatics of lemon. So they're in there. They're gonna go in like that. Just a couple of lemons, really. You know, I've done the stuffing before with the actual bread, the breadcrumbs and all of that. But you know what? We ain't going that fancy. Okay, I'm gonna do my rosemary. Okay, I like to throw some rosemary in there. Very aromatic, very nice. Okay, that's it. That's all I'm stuffing with. I'm not stuffing with much this year, okay? Now, so like I said, a lot of people like to brine. I've got this extra lime, I'll throw that in there. But I'm not a briner, but what I like to do, oh my back. Can't get my sleeve pulled back. Oh well. Pull my sleeve, I don't know. Oh, my assistant, thank you. Pull my sleeve a little bit further. Okay, good job, thank you. All right, so what I like to do is I like to, we're gonna untuck your feet for a few minutes, for a little bit, just for a second here, because I like to get underneath the skin. So what you do is you get under the skin, all right? And you're gonna have to pop a little hole in between the skin and the breast of the bird, okay? Get her in there, okay? As we say in Texas in our lovely accent, sticky finger in there, okay? Sticky finger in there. So, all right, now you're basically pulling the skin away from the turkey breast. All right, stick your hand in there. I'm wearing gloves because, I don't know, it's just a thing. Wear gloves. Sometimes I wear gloves when cooking. It's very nice. It just I feel very professional. All right. Okay, so get a nice cavity in there. Now, what you do is, I've got some garlic butter. Now, this is actually some garlic butter I bought. Sometimes I make my own, but this was left over from something else that I was like, oh, I'm going to use that for the turkey. Okay, and we're going to get your butter, garlic butter. Sometimes I mix up my own with herbs and spices and everything, and we're gonna stick it inside, okay? Stick it in that bird there, and we're gonna massage. Now you just can get it in there, and once you get it in there, oh, it smells so good. Oh, love garlic, love herbs. Okay, and then you can just whoosh it around, right? You know, massage it around in there, okay? And what that's gonna do is it'll keep the skin will get crispy later, but the herbs and it's gonna flavor the meat inside. It's gonna help it to not dry out, because that's the most important thing. The breast is here, that's the white meat, and the dark meat is the legs. That's actually my favorite. And can you get me that liquid smoke out of the fridge, sorry? And so that is, the white meat was where you need to do the extra bit of brining and stuff because, or the extra bit of moisture in a capful, just a capful, thank you, because it will dry out because it's, you know, white meat dries out and the dark meat tastes better anyway, but that's all right. Okay, we're gonna give it a workout this morning, right? Let's work it out. Yeah, okay, good. We want our bird nice and worked out. Okay, now I need you to drip that here and here, okay? Yep, there, and then there. Thank you very much. All right, good. I'm just gonna give it a bit of a massage. I'm gonna get a little bit more. I need one more capful, okay? Now, we're gonna stick it in there. Okay, good, that's good. All right, now, I got liquid smoke. This is a little trick that I'm gonna try this year. Okay, get it in with that butter. You don't need moisture on the leg because, like I said, it's moist meat anyway. But I'm putting a bit of liquid smoke in there because in Texas we have the state fair, and the state fair you can buy these massive turkey drum legs, and they're smoked. They're huge. They look like, oh, caveman, you know, like what caveman would eat. Is really cool. So what I'm doing is I'm putting a bit of liquid smoke and a bit of flavor inside the skin on that meat, just so that it'll have that smokiness. The whole bird's gonna have a bit of smokiness. Now the wings, everybody always forgets the wings. Nobody really gives any love to the wings. I'm just gonna get a little bit more of that smoky bit in here, okay? It's really smoky. You don't need a lot. A little goes a long way, and it really permeates. All right, well, we'll tuck our wings back in. This bird is happy. Woohoo! Yes. And so we're gonna tuck our bird back in. We're gonna tuck our legs back in to the contraption, to the strap here. Go ahead and do that. I mean, I keep these on. Some people don't keep these on. I keep them on. They're natural. It's all good. Okay, so now we're tucked back into position where we were, and now I think I need a sous chef one more time. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab some foil. We'll grab some foil out of here. All right, out of my cabinet there. We're getting foil. Hang on just a minute, okay? All right, so get that foil. I need a bag piece about that big. I think I need 2 pieces about that big, all right? And we're gonna tint it up. We're gonna be tinting it up, okay? So tint it up. This is UK store-bought foil, which means it is tiny. I can take these off. This is good for now. All right. All right, but I'm not done. You think I'm done, but I'm not done yet because, all right. Now, before I go, get me some apple juice. I know, that's crazy, right? But I'm gonna pour a bit of apple juice in the reservoir here, in the tank here, okay? Not a lot, just a little, just enough to kind of stand in the water. Now, what's gonna happen is the juices from the turkey are gonna cook, and then the apple juice is gonna aromatic, and then I'm gonna come in every so often, about every 30 minutes, and I'm gonna baste it. So I'm gonna give it a bit of a baste. I'm gonna pull this out, pull this off. I'm gonna get some good apple juice. That's soaked up pretty good. Get some apple juice in there, and I'm going to, it's gonna have that nice flavor. This is just how I do my turkey every year. So you can try this too, okay? So we're gonna put now the reason that we tint it with the foil is because otherwise the top's gonna cook faster, it's gonna burn, and we don't want that. So we'll tuck it in. It's gonna get some nice steaminess going there, very good. Like I said, every 30 minutes, you'll probably see a video of me doing a bit of basting later, okay? So she's ready to pop into the oven. All right. So it's Thanksgiving morning. The turkey is in the oven, and one of my traditions that I have started doing with my house is, in my house, is I like to make Scotch eggs for Thanksgiving breakfast. So Scotch eggs or actually invented it, Fortnum and Mason. It's the ultimate portable food. And when I take people on tours, sometimes we stop into Fortnum and Mason and buy one of their Scotch eggs. So what is a Scotch egg? Well, it's a hard-boiled egg that has been covered in sausage meat and then in breadcrumbs, and then you fry it. Some people bake them. I'm gonna fry them here because the oven's already, or the oven's taken at the moment with the turkey. So what I've done is I did my eggs last night, boiled them last night. Okay, so you take your egg and you boil it. My burner's heating up, all right? And I have kind of gone with a non-meat sausage. Okay, you can do a regular sausage, but I've been experimenting with some ingredients. This actually has buckwheat, which is a seed, so it's gluten-free, yeah, and some mushrooms and lots of spices and flavors and things. So anyway, you cover your hard-boiled egg with that, and then you roll it in breadcrumbs like that. Okay, or as Tabitha Brown says, like so, like that, because like so, like that. Okay, so like so, like that. All right, get it nice, and these are breadcrumbs. I actually make my own breadcrumbs because when there's extra bread left over, I don't want to throw it away. Okay, we've got a pan of hot grease. It's my new pan. I'm so excited. It doesn't stick. Nothing sticks to it yet. Okay, so we're gonna throw it in there. And that's really all you do, right? So you just take the eggs and you cover. I'm only making 2. Scotch eggs are incredibly filling, and you don't want to be really, really full on Thanksgiving Day because you have a lot of turkey and dressing and stuffings and various things to make. So turkey and dressings coming later and all the casseroles. But you got to have something in the morning for breakfast, right? You can't go hungry. So we're going to cover with breadcrumbs. Look at that. Amazing. By the way, I changed my gloves. These are new gloves, not the same turkey gloves. So we're not shy of kitchen PPE here today. Okay. And then I'm gonna there you go. That's it. We're gonna let them cook and sizzle, turn them around. What do you eat them with? Well, you eat them with, we like mustard. My husband also likes ketchup on everything, so he'll probably put ketchup on his. What I'm gonna do with my rest of my eggs, I'm gonna be deviling them a little bit later, so I'm gonna be cutting them in half and making deviled eggs, because it's Thanksgiving, yay! It's time for deviled eggs. See, you have to do, Thanksgiving is about prep in advance, you know, you do all this stuff, so, because it has to, sometimes the flavors have to marinate in the fridge. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our deviled eggs that we boiled last night, our deviled eggs, our hard-boiled eggs that we boiled last night, and we're gonna de-yolk them, all right? And we're gonna put them in a little dish here. Got my dish right there, I'll put it over here. My sausage is still cooking, and my Scotch eggs, mine aren't perfectly round, but you know what? This year has not been perfectly round, has it? So it's okay if we have some square Scotch eggs. Deal with it. Alrighty. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut our, whoops, I cut with the wrong side of the knife, but that's okay, don't matter. That's how soft my eggs are. So we're gonna de-yolk them. So deviled eggs are like a favorite. And I remember going to my granny's house. She made the best deviled eggs. But you know what? You really can't screw up deviled eggs too much. Okay, now you need a fork because you gotta chop all these little egg yolks up. I have done this in my food processor before, and it makes it so easy, but it kind of makes a lot of mess. And you know, you only get a certain number of egg yolks with your eggs, so you don't really want to mess this up and have extra bits everywhere. All right, okay. Now, if you're real pedantic, you can go nice and smooth on this one, but I'm gonna start off, it's gonna be a little chunky, and that's okay, I'm a little chunky. So there, we're gonna have that. We got some mayo going, yeah? All right, get your mayo in there. All right, okay, enough, just enough. We can add more mayo, always add more mayo. Now, I normally just have regular French's mustard, but it's a special day, it's Thanksgiving, and also I really need to get rid of this glass of Grey Poupon in the fridge. So we're going fancy on the Dijon mustard here. All right. And then, now, you need vinegar. Okay, I've got some apple cider vinegar, and you can use that, but I like tart And sometimes the vinegar that comes in things like capers is just like enough, and that's really all you need, just a little bit of a zhuzh of that. Now you need pickles, okay? And in Texas, we would always do like a sweet pickle, but you know, my fingers are clean. All right, I made these pickles from scratch. These are my own homemade pickles. They're looking pretty good. They got some dill going. They're really thin sliced because we use them on burgers and stuff, chicken burgers and things. Okay, right. I'm gonna chop that up a little bit. Let's chop it up. Choppity chop, chop. Again, if you just put it all whole in the food processor, that's fine, but mine still has sausage in it from earlier. I gotta turn those sausages. Okay, throw that in there. Gotta make these deviled eggs, you guys. Deviled eggs are the best. All right, we're mixing. Yeah, we're mixing. That's good. I can't figure out where the camera is. It's upside down. Let me flip this. Flip your sausage. Woo! Look at it. It's looking good. Looking fine. All right, there you go. Flip your egg. Flip your egg. Clint, the eggs are almost done. We can have breakfast. Okay, now we're gonna get into it, right? Look at that. Gorgeous, amazing. Now we have to put said filler into said eggs. These are not the prettiest eggs. Now the trick to boiling really beautiful hard-boiled eggs, just so you know, is that you put a little baking soda in the water, and then the shells will just fall right off. Well, you know, I forgot to do that last night because I was doing so many other things that I just forgot. So my eggs don't look pretty today. Don't matter, they're gonna taste the same. So I have a piping bag. I use piping bags a lot, especially, you know, they're good for icing when you're icing a cake, but you know, I don't ice too many cakes nowadays. But what I do, because I used to do that in university for money. But what I do is I put my filler into there. Yeah, let's get it in there. Get it in there good. Look at that, gorgeous. It went in just nice and fine. Okay. Now, all right. Okay, here we go. We got to snip that bad boy. So we're going to take it, we're going to twist. Okay. Get her down in there. It won't go very far. So what we got to do is we got to snip it off. Okay. I ain't got no counter space. All right. Ready? Let's do it. So we go, fill her up. I normally make more eggs than this, but this year we don't need that many eggs. I mean, we got a lot of food. That one's really broken, okay? But what's great is that you fill them up and then you have extra stuff, so then you just go again over on top. I make deviled eggs a lot throughout the year. One of my favorite things to do is to put like a little piece of shrimp on top, or what I'll probably do on top of these, yeah, I'll put some jalapenos on top of these sometimes, because that's quite nice, or I might just leave them as they are. But they're not done. I mean, that could be done if you were lazy, but no, you want to make it look pretty, okay? So what we need is some good old paprika. All right, so good old paprika, and we're gonna just dust. I like paprika. I use it on popcorn. It's so good with Parmesan and popcorn and paprika, Parmesan and paprika popcorn. But anyway, there we go. So there's your eggs. Right now, I got my capers here ready to go. I think I'll just plop a little caper on top of each so they look pretty, because you know, it's all about being pretty. My husband has just come over with his phone and the alarm is going off, which means it is time to baste my turkey. So what I'm gonna do is there you go, finish that, nice. Now those are gonna go in the fridge and they're gonna chill until we eat later on today. It's time to baste. All right. Where'd the pot holder go? Great pot holder. Great pot holder. It's in the wash. Never mind, forget it. I'll just find it. It's fine. All right. Sorry, I couldn't find the pot holder. We're good. We'll figure it out. Okay. Sorry you didn't get to see that lovely display of brawnery. Okay, so like I said earlier, hang on, let me tilt it this way. Thank you. All right, so I'm gonna untint this. Now, here in the UK, I find the foil to be very thin and flimsy. So if you know, mess up with the foil or it rips or something, just use new foil. It's not a big deal, right? Okay. All right, well, she's looking good. You're doing great. I say she, Tom the turkey here. He's doing pretty good. Now, all right, we're gonna take our baster, okay, and then see all that lovely juice is mixing with the fat. Yeah. And we are gonna baste. Basting a turkey sounds like a science project or something that you you know, oh, well, I have to baste the turkey, darling, you know, but really it's just pouring juice over the meat, that's all. Sometimes I like to get in there and, you know, give it a bit of a bloosh. Smell the lemon and the rosemary already, so that's good. But it's really just to kind of give it. Now, sometimes people baste every 15 minutes or so. I don't like to keep having the oven open because it takes the turkey longer to cook. But that's all you do. You're just moisting? Yeah, you're just keeping the top nice, and there you go. That's all we need to do. Now, some people can actually do this in the while it's still in the oven. They just kind of move the foil over and do it. I can't do that because the oven that we have, of course, is one of those like convection ovens where it blows out heat, and it's not really good. So let's see if this is reusable. Yeah, we'll be fine with this. Okay. Now, there are times, actually, I should do that this year again. Yeah, I'll do it this year again. There are times, what I have done, what you can do, is you can take a cheesecloth. Okay, this one's a clean one. It's never been used. All right, and you can actually soak it in the juice, and sometimes I've soaked this in butter. You see how I'm soaking up that juice? I'm gonna need some more apple juice from the fridge. Thank you very much. Okay, so you see how I've soaked that up, all that good stuff, and now I'm just gonna put it on top here. Okay, very nice. I know. And then, yeah, we'll do that. Beautiful. Okay, and we're gonna pour a bit more in here, bit more juice in there. And now, as I brine that, that's just gonna give it that extra layer of moisture, a little extra. Because now I'm adding more, I say my third hand here is adding more apple juice, and perfect. So we'll just get that nice and wet. I know, it sounds weird to put a washcloth on there. It's not a washcloth, it's a cheesecloth. So it's perfectly good for baking, but that is gonna really help keep that extra moist. Sometimes I have soaked this in the butter and the rosemary and all that beforehand, but you don't really need to do that. Okay, all right, we're good. We're good on this one. So we're gonna plop her back in the oven now. Yeah. Okay, back in the oven. Set the timer again, probably for another 30 or 40 minutes. Now with the cheesecloth on it, you don't have to baste as often. So if you forget or you get busy or you take a nap, it's a little bit of insurance. Yeah, it's a little bit of insurance for you. Okay, so let's tint you back up, Tom Turkey. Put you back in the oven. You're good to go. Okay. All right. Took my shower. Got some real clothes on. Yeah, but we got to baste again. It's time to baste now. I got to put makeup on too. Woo! Hot. Okay, maybe you can see this. All right. Okay. Oh, see how she's doing. So this is my bird. Oh, shoot. Come on, get out of that leg. All right. Okay, here we go. Ooh, she's smoking. Okay, I said it was Tom Turkey, but I call her she. Maybe she is a girl. Maybe she doesn't identify. Maybe, yeah. We don't have to genderize the turkey because it's just meat. We're just gonna eat it. But it was a bird, so maybe it was a girl. It don't matter. Who cares? I'm overthinking this. All right. What do we looky here? So we see the cheesecloth. Okay, it's getting a little brown too, but that's okay. That's all right. We don't have to worry about it now. Now it's kicked out. You see, it's done its dancer move, right? It's kicked out. And what does that mean? Well, that just means that the legs have come undone from the little thing, from the rubber band thing that holds the legs in. That's fine. That just means the bird's cooking. It's doing what it needs to do. What I'm gonna do, okay, I'm actually gonna, where are my gloves? Right, okay. Whew. How we doing, friends? Yay, okay. Cool. I'm gonna have to get a new glove. Never mind. We going gloveless. All right, we're getting in there. Now look at this, see? Watch, those legs, they've kicked out. They kicked out of there. Now, they're so tender that they're coming off. Yeah, so we can just snap those off. I know, this is not how you make turkey. This is how I make turkey, okay? Can't figure out where to look when I look at the camera. All right, but see, this is the dark things anyway. Let me get my chicken shears. Okay. Now, looky here, check her out. Okay. I'm gonna snip that off. What am I gonna do with this? I'm gonna keep it because it's gonna go in with the gravy bits. I'm gonna cook that in all together in a minute. All right. See, that kicked out. It's good. Yeah, we're gonna get that off. Woo! Okay. Right. I don't like this bit. I don't like this bit one bit. Okay. We're good. I probably could have taken that a little closer to the thing. Oh well. Let me show you what the inside looks like. You've been seeing this bit of it. Ooh, shoot. I gotta get my apron on next time. Okay, you see? So my little lemons are still in there doing their thing. The rosemary's doing its thing very nicely. But, you know, we're still cooking. We're still cooking and still doing its thing, basting. Yeah, that's all we got to do. So now we're just going to cover her back up. That's right. Okay, it's a girl. Maybe. I don't know. Okay. I got turkey juice on my dress. I might have to change dresses. We'll see. Maybe I can wipe it off. Okay. A little more basting. A little more time. At this point, I'm only basting every 40 minutes just because of the cheesecloth doing its job, okay? All right, back in the oven we go. Wherever we are, we're gonna go back in the oven in our little tin. More time at the spot. Yeah, the spot. More time at the spot. Now I really, okay, there we go. Back in the oven she goes. Let's see, y'all can see as I put her in the oven. Okay, there we are. Slide in. See you in a bit. Now, her ladyship is going to show you how to do the gravy. Her ladyship. I love this. This was actually a wedding present, so I've had this for a while. All right, pot. Whoop, no, you can't see nothing I'm doing. Okay, here we go. We got, oh, I have to lean in there. I just need a Julia Child kitchen. That's what I need. Right, so in the pot, we are gonna throw in some of those bits we just cut off the turkey. It's fine. All right, we got the neck of the turkey. That's gonna go in there, yeah. And then we've got the giblets. Giblets, this is like the heart and the liver. I mean, If you've ever watched a cooking show, you know what this is, but, you know, not for the faint at heart. Get it? Faint at heart. I love it. I gotta do my hair after I do this, so then I'll look halfway decent, put some makeup on, but there we go. Spin her around, plop her in, good. Okay, we're gonna fill her up with water. We're gonna fill them up. I gotta wash all those things now. Right, here's the rest of my a little bits more of my rosemary, and I don't really need a lemon for that. All right, so we are gonna fill her up with some water, throw on the thing, and we're just gonna cook. Okay, we're gonna cook it down. I'm gonna add a whole bunch of stuff later, but for now I'm just gonna get that stuff cooking. I'll cover it. I gotta find the lid, and we'll discuss gravy maybe later. I don't know. I usually end up cooking all this up and then just making a cream gravy with flour and milk. So we'll see what happens, right? I mean, you know, anything could happen today. Because you know I'm all about the baste, got turkey. I'm all about the baste, got turkey. I'm all about the baste, got turkey. I'm all about the baste, baste. You see, I got this thing, it's like a squishy tube. Gonna pull up the brine, and I'm gonna push it through. Cause we got turkey that will go dry, but we gotta baste it in all the right sides. Yeah, I'm all about the baste, got turkey. I'm all about the baste, got turkey. All about the baste, got turkey. I'm all about the baste, baste. Of course, the pumpkin pie has to have the filling in it, and I started making it and realized I wasn't filming. I was also watching the parade. You have to watch the parade. The parade is part of the ingredient. It's the sounds of the parade that get into the pie. But of course, you know, I don't have the copyright to do that, so you can't hear the pie, the parade in the background. Okay, so we got our eggs and our sugar and our cinnamon. What was the next thing? Yes, we're gonna go with some ginger and clove. Okay, you know, all what do they call it? They call it pumpkin spice latte stuff. Usually has a whole bunch of it's basically a pre-pumpkin spice thing. I mix it all up separately. This is ground ginger, because I like the fresh ground ginger flavor as opposed to the powdered stuff. There we go. Cool. Maybe a little bit more, just a shot. All right, what do we got? I did the cinnamon already. All right, we'll throw some nutmeg on there, some allspice. Right, this is what we want. Allspice. Yeah, I know, it's clovey, all spicy goodiness. Got some cardamom in there. I like that stuff. I'm gonna throw some nutmeg. Nutmeg. Okay. Where did your flavor go? Now see, I do this. This is the stuff I do from scratch. This is the stuff that makes the difference. Is whenever you know, grate your own nutmeg. Yeah. Things you need to do in life. Grate your own nutmeg. Don't drop it in there. I'm so not a cooking person. Chef person. Okay, grate your own nutmeg. Iron your pajamas. These are the things that you have to do in life. Okay. What else we got? We gotta throw some vanilla in there. Where did my vanilla go? Okay, vanilla. I throw everything out here so that it's easy to get to, and then I can't find it. Okay. All right, so a little bit of vanilla in there. All right, we should go this way so you can see what I'm doing here. This is a vanilla bean paste, which is kind of better than the extract, I think, because it's like, I don't have to cut the vanilla bean myself, so that's quite good. Alrighty, what else we got? We got to have some evaporated milk and, of course, some pumpkin. Nice. Pumpkin pie. So like I said, turkey in the oven doing its thing. Pies will start to do their thing, and it's then at that point we get into casserole country. Okay, it's a half of it. This isn't a half a pint. Let me just can't open that thing. I can't find my little puncture thing, and it doesn't work very well anyway. So there we go, because it's old, it's broken. All right, half of this, because when you've been cooking a long time, you know how much half is. Okay. mix. I cooked my my flaky pie crust. You see how nice and flaky that pie crust is? Yes. Now this year I'm going healthy, and I'm using a brown flour. Don't tell my husband that. He don't care. He'll just eat the pumpkin part anyway. He's sitting on the sofa listening to me right now, trying not to laugh. Okay, do I have everything? Did I throw everything in there right? Yes, 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 yes. Happy day. Okay. All right. Pumpkin pie is one of the easiest things to make. Okay. So good. So nice. This is the stuff. This is it. Now, if you don't put the egg in here, you can just drink this. Or you can be like me and chance your luck and drink it anyway. Okay. There we are. Schmooze and smear it around. One of the things I did before I put the pie shell in the oven is I took a fork and I just went around the edges, but that's it. Again, we don't do much to it. Okay, this thing will take forever to cook, but by the time it is done, it's ready to eat it. Yeah. This is squaw corn casserole. So we're in casserole territory. Casserole is the gift that keeps on giving because there's always lots of leftovers for Thanksgiving, and it can be eaten at breakfast, lunch, or dinner. That's right. Okay, so this recipe is from my husband's mom, and it was given to me by one of his relatives, and it's just amazing. Cream corn is a thing in Texas, but here in London, it's really hard to find. They don't have cream corn really in the grocery stores. It's not something that they eat on a regular basis. So I had to go, I always end up going to Chinatown to buy these cans of cream corn because when you go to a restaurant, usually you can get corn chowder. Okay, so we got two cans of this, right? I did in the last break, I was cleaning one of the cans before I put it in the recycle, and I managed to cut my finger. So this is really gonna, oh yeah, that's, right, okay, that's painful. So we're gonna the cans of corn. Oh shoot. All right, so this one's gonna come with extra metal shards this year. Don't tell anyone. Okay, all right, that's what we need. And then we gotta have cornmeal. Here's the cornmeal. We're gonna have it's a 3/4 of a cup, which is exactly what I have measured out in my whole thing here. 3/4 of a cup cornmeal. Okay, then we're gonna have to have green chilies. Again, green chilies in a can, not something you can find in London on a regular basis. So what am I using? I had to go to, there's a wonderful Mexican grocery store that is near Warren Street Station, and they have these wonderful cans of chilies that, let me just drain this, that you can buy. This one's poblano. I also like jalapenos. You can use jalapenos, it's not a problem. If you have seen one of my earlier videos about jalapenos in London, you'll know that sometimes they come out really spicy. But there we are. Okay, so green chilies, done, fine. Now you gotta have, I love these recipes. This is a pound of cheese. Where this is and I'm actually using a smoked cheddar, which is gonna be so good. This one makes up a lot, and we're okay with that because we love it so much. Whole eggs beaten. Okay, I'm gonna beat them on the side of the thing here. Okay, poor finger. All right, let's just beat those on the side there. Fine. Okay, beaten eggs. What do we got now? We got garlic. Wash my hand a little bit. Okay, garlic. Where'd the garlic go? I pulled it out. Right in front of me. Garlic. And it says a small onion. We're gonna skip that part. Amber don't like onions. A little bit of oil. Okay. Then we're gonna do a small jar of pimentas. Now in Texas, we get pimentas, which are usually the little red things that you get inside of olives. They don't just sell those in a jar here, cut up and ready for all of your lovely needs like we do in Texas. So here we have to make our own pimentas. So what I end up buying are these. This is usually like in the Italian antipasta salad section, and it's these sweet piquant peppers. They work really well as a pimenta, and we're not going to cut ourselves. One of the things I do before Thanksgiving every year, I've been doing this for now about 3 or 4 years, is calling over. There's this company called London Knife Sharpeners, and they come in and they sharpen my knives, and they're nice and sharp for Thanksgiving. It also means I need to go slower. So a few more, just because that's what we do. Right, this gives it that sweet hot flavor because this is really good. You can use like here also in London, you can buy these roasted red peppers in a jar. They're usually good for like a salad or pasta dish as well, but you can use it for pimentas. If you're like me and you're looking for pimentas, then that's what you want. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna stir in lots of love. All right, cool. And it gets this amazing color of happiness. Salt, I forgot the salt. I knew I forgot the salt. Hang on. Not that much. Okay. So this is my husband's favorite. He loves this. All right, which one am I going to use? I've got my dishes just over there. It's quite a bit. I'll go with this one. Yeah. Okay. And now that's going to go in the oven. Okay, turkey. We're looking at probably another 40 minutes for turkey, maybe. I don't know. I really want to make sure it's nice and done. So the cool thing is you can cook it a little extra longer because you've got that cloth on it. Oh, gorgeous! Amazing! If I had saved any of the cheese, I would have put it on top, but we don't need to do that. This is the casserole that any fool can make, okay? It is green bean casserole. The green beans come with pull tops. Yay. Let's just drain those. Drained. Again, you can use fresh green beans, you know, if you're bougie like that. You can use frozen green beans, which I actually have some frozen in there. But I was kind of wanting the canned French green beans because the brine really makes them soft, and that makes the cooking time a lot less. When you have a small oven like I do, you have to really plan out what's going to be in the oven for what period of time, and the brining of the green beans just really help it. Okay, otherwise you have to cook it a little bit longer, but that's fine. Alrighty, so green beans, good. Now you get a can of cream of mushroom soup. Yep, plop that in there. Very simple. Next, you find some soy sauce. You have a dash of that. Oh, that was way too much. Right. It's gonna be salty this year. Shoot. Okay, and then you make pepper. I need pepper. Where'd my pepper go? Okay. Y'all just don't need to see all the behind the scenes stuff. Pepper, good. I like pepper. We're gonna put that in there. That's it. You're done, really. And now find a dish. Maybe. It won't be too salty. That's fine. The thing about green vegetables is you actually have to extra salt them for them to soak up the salt. I learned that in a cooking class recently, so you don't have to worry about having too much salt. But there you go. See how quick and easy that is? But again, a casserole is the gift that keeps on giving because it gives you lots of leftovers. Now, in London, you can go to the American store and buy the French's crispy onions, right? Crispy onions, and they come in a small little container, and they'll cost you about 7 pounds, 5 pounds, which is like $8. Or you can go to the Indian supermarket on Brick Lane and get a really, really big bag for about 2-3 pounds, which is not too bad. And then just schmooze again. because really all of the ingredients in this one are done. So that only has to be in there for enough time to start kind of bubbling on the sides. I don't know, 15, 20 minutes, something like that. For my kitchen sink baked bean casserole, this is really, kitchen sink is not the right words, but I like to figure out what I have and try to use up what I've got, which is normally, because these are all of our normal ingredients that we use all the time. But typically when it comes time for Thanksgiving, we need space in the refrigerator, and it's like, oh, that's almost finished, that's almost finished. So we can go around and use up the things that are actually are called for in this recipe. So it just is, it's one of my favorite recipes to make. So we've got baked beans and we've got garlic. Okay, we're gonna have some liquid smoke. This stuff is a staple in our house. Okay, liquid smoke, perfect. Right, now we're gonna also use up, like I said, the mustard, Dijon mustard that we're gonna do this time, okay, Dijon mustard, right? Use up all that. We've got some barbecue that we're gonna throw in there. All right, hold on now. A little bit of old barbecue left over. Throw some barbecue sauce in there, very nice. Ketchup, so it makes that lovely sound. Using it. Okay, cool. Maple syrup, very important, maple syrup. Yep, very good. Oh, I forgot to get down the sugar. A little bit of maple syrup, a little bit of sugar. This one. Cool. A little bit of sugar. All right. This is where you know you're a good cook, when you don't have to measure. Okay, so maple syrup, sugar, barbecue, liquid smoke. All right, that is what we got there. Now pour that in. We're not done because we gotta do the topping. These are gonna be so good. Oh my gosh. So for the topping, again, it's stuff we always have left over, but they always go in this recipe anyway. So this is good. So I've got, we know when you finish to the bottom of the chips and you've got leftover broken chips, leftover broken corn chips, right? Those go in there. Save them up till Thanksgiving. Now, those Frenchy onion things I told you about, right? I'll throw a little bit of that in there. Nice. Okay. Then I know what you're thinking. Amber, you're weird. I didn't say I wasn't weird. But Rice Krispie treats. Rice Krispies, not treats, but Rice Krispies. They go in there. Okay. And again, we go back with the maple syrup. Okay. And again with the leftover barbecue. Okay. Now, this is not going to be super wet. It's just going to be like, I don't know, dusted with a bit of liquid there, okay? Nice, you see? I know, you think it's weird. Wait till you taste it. I'm gonna grab a little bit of the juice from the beans, give it a little bit more liquid like that. Yep. Oh, I can hear the snap, crackle, pop. I know, you don't think this is gonna be good, but see, where you're wrong. This is gonna be the best. La la la, do 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 do. Baked bean casserole with a crispy little top on top. So yummy, yummy, yummy. It's the sweet and the savory all in one. This is the dish where if you invite me over to your house for Thanksgiving and you don't have this dish, this will make me very sad because I want this dish. So this is my absolute favorite dish. This is what makes Thanksgiving Thanksgiving, in my opinion. So if you don't have this at your house and you invite me over, well, you're gonna have to make it. I normally will use sweet potatoes from scratch and boil them and do everything. But the other day I was in the shop and I saw these canned ones and I haven't used these in years. And I thought, ooh, those, I remember those. So we're gonna do a bit of memory lane cooking and easy. So mash them up. Bit of sugar. They already come in a sweet syrup, so you really don't need that much. You can use brown syrup, brown sugar. You can use molasses, maple, whatever you want. Okay, almost done. So you grab your dish and you plop your potatoes in there. I ran out of dishes. I ended up putting the green beans in a different bowl that I normally do, because that's where the sweet potatoes normally go. See, if you don't do it right every year, you'll get off your game. All right, so there we go. Okay, so we've got sweet potatoes in the dish. Marshmallows. You have to do this. This is it. Yeah. Okay. No good. No. Okay. There we go. Plop, plop, plop. I cover them up. In England, the marshmallows are weird. They have a strange, grainy consistency. It's almost like they don't melt the sugar before they make the marshmallows. I don't know, they're really weird. They use they eat marshmallow as like a candy, like a sweet, and they'll take them and they'll put them in different shapes, and you'll have like marshmallow Santa Clauses or whatever, different types of marshmallow things all year round. But they don't, the ones that you cook with, they don't taste the way that these do. So you have to get these from America. But problem is that most of the shops, and when they import them over, I don't know, maybe it's something in the airplane, but they end up sticking together in the package. But for this recipe, it works really well, because it just means instead of one layer, I'm gonna have like a layer of 5. So there we go. My favorite dish. In the oven just until, because everything's pretty much cooked, just until it warms up and bubbles over. So at this point, now, we go a little easy on ourselves. We like stovetop for Thanksgiving stuffing, and then at Christmas time I go gourmet, which means that I don't have to make this. Someone else is gonna make it. Yay! And also somebody requested this, so he'll be making that as well. Then we're gonna kerplop this onto a plate. So now the only thing I have to do is some gravy, and we've got some, maybe one more base to do of the turkey, and then that's it. There. All right, so I've got my turkey out of the oven, and the best thing you can buy is a turkey thermometer. What did we say? 180?
180. What is it?
180?
No, Celsius.
Fresh.
Celsius is
82. Okay, so stick her in there, and then we'll see where she is. Yeah, she's at 88. She's fine. She's done. Definitely, yeah, 88. She's definitely cooked. She's not uncooked. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so turkey is done, but I've had this on there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull this off. I'm gonna pull the foil off. I'm gonna baste one more time. Thank you, sweetheart. I'm gonna baste one more time. Put it back in for a little bit of browning on top. And then it'll rest. And when it's resting, we're gonna start putting the other things inside the oven, like the casseroles and stuff. And then we're about 30 to 40 minutes away from eating. Yay! Okay, meanwhile, we'll just do this. Okay, good. Right, plop that bad boy back in the oven. All right. So turkey is done, okay? And you know it's done because we've measured the temperature. Look at that. That is gorgeous. I'm so proud of it. Oh, it turned out beautimous. She's a beaut. Gorgeous, gorgeous color there. And also know how good it is because, look, that's just, it's practically gonna fall off the bone. I could pick this up and it's gonna just, look, I'm twisting that bone, and it's just, yeah, we'll do that later. Oh, so exciting. So now we've just got a few casseroles. This is gonna rest just for a few minutes out. I've got a few casseroles that are still heating up, and we're gonna throw together some stovetop stuffing, and then voila, happy Thanksgiving. Come on. Yay! Okay, this is the moment of truth. Yes? It's time to cut the bird.
Cut the bird.
It's done well. Okay. Oh, here, I'll do it on this side so you can see it. Nice. Nice! Woo! She's done. Look at that. Hang on, let's get a really thin slice here. Oh, yeah. Here we go.
Try a bit of that. What do you think?
Okay, it's time to eat.